What you eating?
0.
Sounds like it comes from a package.
Share with the class.
Got some Cheez-Its.
Those are pretty good. Hey, if you want to make like a sandwich, just like, without bread, you could totally do it with like crackers and shit.
Yeah.
I make little cheese
You
sandwiches.
Bitch ass Lunchables.
I actually do that all the time. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get summer sausage and crackers and maybe some cheese. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Ritz crackers are perfect for that. Or digestive biscuits. They're also good. Yeah.
Maybe you guys get different flavored Ritz, but honestly, the stuff over here is so heavily salted that it just tastes disgusting.
I don't know. Like, they're kind of salted, but also, it's kind of like a cheesy salt kind of thing. I don't know how food works. Whatever. So, welcome to the podcast. We're talking food today, I guess.
We are.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Something really good lately. Turns out going to Subway, the kind of sub I get is about $9 for. I can make my own subs for like $3 a foot. It's pretty great.
Go.
Yeah. So considering how often I eat Subway, I wind up saving quite a bit of money actually. So that's not.
You ever make one of those like Scooby-Doo, like 30-foot long sandwiches?
I've been trying. I just keep loading it more and more heavily every time I make one. I'll hit my limit eventually.
Yeah, I can't eat bread.
As in, like, for allergy reasons, or just...
No, because for me trying to actually get into better shape reasons.
I mean, they do make paleo bread. You could totally have that.
I ain't paying extra for that. I'll just make the sandwich in my mouth, like I told you before.
Well, all right, then. That worked.
I live alone. I can do what I want. No one has to watch what a horrible person I am.
That is a fair point, yeah. I mean, why even have your own place if you can't shove food wholesale into your face?
Yeah. So it's episode 266. I looked it up while I was fixing something. So, I'm Casey. How's it going? Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Someone said hi back. This is so moving. Someone actually said hi back. So
we
also
do that
have,
all the time. What are you talking about?
We have Kenchi.
Hi, I'm Kenchi 618. No, whatever.
Okay. Zero is here.
I'm back after a long cruise and battling against the maids and the forces of evil. I just want to say, Pokemon is launching this whole Pokemon Masters thing where you can just get all these famous trainers in their Pokemon. And look at Trainer Red. Look at that. It's flames on his pants.
I mean, the fact that he's wearing basically a trench coat is kind of what bothers me.
he's in his teenage angst years, okay?
Yeah. Also, didn't he look more serious? I kind of thought Red was like serious.
He is serious.
He's kind of serious. He's like there's a little frown there. I think he's more stoic than serious. It's just,
I suppose the art style does not lend itself well to taking anything seriously.
I mean, he looks like Pumped Up Kicks Red. What he looks like.
Yeah.
Look at this guy walking around with flame pants, all like, yeah, kick your butt.
Yeah, he absolutely looks like Don't Come to School Tomorrow Red. Look at that picture.
Yeah, I became a champion. Now I can wear flame. You can't say no. You're not a champion.
Okay, that took a way darker turn than I was expecting it to, especially from Zero. What?
I'm talking about the flame pan.
Oh, okay.
You're the one with the dark mind.
Yeah. Forgive me, we, did Anime Reflux just now, and...
Trudged up some memories.
Yeah. So, I'm totally going to be playing that game. You know, as if I wasn't spending enough money on Fake Go, now I have a Pokemon gacha game because that's great.
Fake Go gave me like 30 Saint Quartz, and then I rolled, and I was like, let me try the story summoning thing again, despite everyone saying no. And I got that, like, how do you pronounce her name? Queen Meb.
Maeve.
Yeah. Queen Maeve. I got her, I hate her, but I have her now.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, so there's that new gacha game, and you know what else? You know who else is making a gacha game?
Who?
Ooh.
Fucking Yoko Taro. Nia guy.
Really?
I mean, I'm kind of shocked he hasn't made a gacha already. How many platforms is Nier on? It's a play, it's a book, it's a game.
Don't worry, there'll be an important story in the gacha.
Probably. It's all canon.
Yeah. So his gacha game, which by the way, it also has the Monica sound team, so it's gonna have Nia style music, or at least it's from the same composer. Is basically the world has ended. It's set in a library, I think, and all the storybook characters are in a battle royale so that they can bring their author back to life.
I like that premise a lot.
And they're all vague levels of yandere.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I'm good with this.
So,
sure.
I've gone from 1 gacha game to 3. Because that's healthy.
I'm technically doing multiple. It's just I pay attention to one more than the other.
See, that's the thing, though. A lot of those games, they get you to pay because you don't have anything to do, or you're out of energy or whatever the fuck. So if you have 3 of them, you're kind of spread a little more thin.
Yeah,
so
you don't spend like any money. It's just like, oh, I guess I'll just play this one instead.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I almost ended up playing the other... Basically, what is the secondary gacha game of the gacha channel on our Discord server, which is Epic 7, which I installed and played for like half an hour, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I can just, check in on this when I give a shit. And I have not played it since, so go me. Restraint and not giving a shit helps save me money. So, that's nice, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Slicer is also here. Kind of.
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
One of my mic actually bothers relaying my voice.
Yeah. So, that was a bit of a diversion. Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to only have 1 game I play on my phone at a time. I've got like 6 games installed, but I just run through them one at a time. Because I know eventually I'll get bored of them and move on.
I play no games on my phone. If I have time to play games, I have time to write.
I suppose that's fair, yeah.
I mean, in fairness, he's not wrong. I have been writing more and playing stupid phone games less. So, he's not wrong. Who wants to go first?
I have a lot to do, so if that's okay.
All right.
So, been a while. I went on a cruise for about a few weeks ago. Yeah. And we went to Cabo, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta, which that was all like, it's... My parents are getting kind of upset because I spent most of that cruise like at the late at night because they have the comedy shows and everything. I just freaking was like, I don't have to work or do anything. I'm just gonna sleep like fell asleep around 9 o'clock every night because I was just so tired. Which is nice because I don't know what it is about being on a big boat like that, but I just fall asleep very easily.
The rocking, maybe.
I think that's what that was my theory. It's like I guess it's just the rocking that just makes me really tired. But
Have you thought about getting a water bath? That was
a
only like
70s swinger.
that is an actual suggestion if you have such an easier time on water.
I'll consider that.
Take it under
Like-
advisement.
Yeah, filing that away. I went kind of notable things. We basically spent our first. We only had one major excursion. Most of it was just going around into the town, eating some lunch, or going to the beach. Overall, it was a very fun vacation. With our excursion, though, what we did was we went out and we got into this big thriller boat, which is this like super speed boat and everything that was doing donuts on the water. And they attached a camera to the front of it, and I was having a blast as this thing was like almost submerging itself with all the tricks it was doing. My dad was in a lot of pain because back stuff, and we were in the back of the boat, so it had the most bounce to it. So he didn't like the excursion that much, but we did that. We got to go and with these sea lions that they trained in this area. Like, they trained them very well in terms of just instantly responding to all the various tricks. And we were sitting in the water with the sea lion. I got to hug a sea lion. That made me happy. I have a picture of me hugging a sea lion and the sea lion's hugging back.
Where the fuck is it?
I gotta go find it.
Damn you.
But I sent it to my parents, and I think my parents have them. I need to send me that picture.
You can't just tell us you have a picture of you hugging a sea lion and then not provide a picture of you hugging a sea lion.
I will go and I will get it. I'll link that in the Discord.
See that you do.
I feel like there's a popular internet phrase about this of whether things happen if there is not photographic evidence of them happening and such things.
I have photographic evidence. It's just my parents have it. They haven't sent anything to me.
I'm certain that he did it because it's fucking Zero, and this shit seems to happen to him all the time because it's fucking Zero. But I need to see it.
And then the sea lion, they trained it so I'm hugging the sea lion, and the sea lion is kissing my cheek. It's a pretty good picture. I'll link it in the Discord once I get it.
Now I need video.
Anyway, after that we went and I got to hold a stingray as well later on.
Steve Irwin.
As long as you don't touch the stingray in the poisonous place, it's fine. And these stingray were trained in containment, so they weren't they didn't have their barbs, which was good. Last time I went to tell stingrays, they did have their barbs because they were in the water, and you had to be careful because if you touch near the base of their tail, you would get stung. It would be very bad, very, very bad. Aside from that, we did a bit of snorkeling, and they had a zip line, which I got to go in. And as I went down the zip line, I was nothing in line. Everybody's just so silent as they get down there. So as I went down, I just turned around and I sang, "I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky." And I was just I sang that until I hit the water. And the rest of my family was like, "Well, why did you do that?" And I was like, "Because I wanted to." Everybody else is so silent. Like, we have pictures of my younger brother when he's ziplining, and he has an extremely stoic face because he's just thinking about lunch. But
I approve.
but I had a lot of fun with that and with all the various activities we got to do. Afterwards, got off the cruise after a few days at sea, did some oceanside activities of like they had a hairy man contest that we watched because why not? It was pretty funny. Lots of these cruises always have lots of like 80s rock shows as well. And I'm like, oh, okay. Lots of covers of 80s and 70s stuff.
I mean, it's a cruise. They kind of have
Yeah,
a
it's
specific
all
audience.
yeah. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is great for mom and dad. These guys aren't particularly that great, but you know what? That's fine. This is probably the only cruise where I've never actually played in the casino, interestingly enough. So, yeah. And while this cruise is happening, so is E3. Which, you guys probably discussed E3 already.
Did we? I don't remember whether we even talked about it.
No, we didn't.
I know the Discord had kind of a running commentary as it was going, but I don't think it ever got brought up in an actual episode.
Yeah. I mean, most of us were watching it live, so what was happening. So,
yeah.
Thoughts?
Okay. I'm just trying to reposition myself so I'm not dying. I think that Microsoft had a pretty good showing because, hey, they showed a lot of games, which is nice. I mean, a lot of those games are not going to be exclusive, but that's okay. Other than Microsoft was pretty fine, Bethesda's made me actively angry.
The one guy in the audience?
Woo.
Yeah. It was funny the first time. It is no longer funny.
It was... And the stuff they showed, it was not stuff I cared about. And it's like, hey guys, Fallout 76 now has NPC and story.
Ooh.
I'm like,
but does it have a single player mode? And if it doesn't, I don't give a shit.
I mean, that's fine. In that sense, it was a game that was never really designed with you in mind. It was designed with a multiplayer aspect in mind. It wasn't designed for that very well, but that's how live service games go. They don't have to be designed well in the first year or so, and then it gets tweaked and patched and fixed up and such and such and such and such. It's a terrible model. I agree that it's terrible, but it's not like they're doing anything worse than anyone else that's making a live service game.
It's just... It feels like that game, when it came out, was so bare bones, it barely qualified as a game, to be honest. And I don't feel like applause is what should be treated like with. It's like, this is what should have been in the game when it came out, but it's a Fallout game, you know? It's not just any other game, it's a Fallout game. And the stories, the NPCs, that's kind of what you're usually going in there for. So, also, Deathloop looks like a fun game where you basically are repeating the same 12 minutes over and over again, trying to solve it.
That was a different game. 12 minutes was one game, and then Deathloop was another one. Time loops was a bit of a theme for this E3, but yes, there were two different games that did that.
Oh, okay. I got them confused.
Yeah.
Ghostwire had Akumi, who, yeah, she sold me on that game. Followed her on Twitter.
Oh, the developer darling
Yeah.
is now.
hmm Just a genuinely passionate developer always makes me happy.
Yeah.
Oh, also forgot to mention Keanu Reeves for Microsoft.
For
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, but yes.
Cyberpunk.
That was a fun one.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gonna get anyone for a Cyberpunk game, I feel like Keanu Reeves is a good get. He has done quite a few of those films.
Yeah,
Also,
like
Keanu Reeves, so hot right now. Keanu Reeves.
because like Microsoft had a lot of really good games that I'm like, please, thank you. Also formally announced Elden Ring, by the way, which is, hey, so we took the Dark Souls people and put them with George R. R. Martin. Let's see what they can do.
And surprise, surprise, it was a dark fantasy title with vaguely European medieval imagery.
Maybe it'll have a good story.
Probably. Like, it wouldn't
I'm
surprise me. They
interested.
have a hell of a track record between them, so.
Yeah, so I'm very interested in that. Their whole teasing of the Project Scarlet thing though was kind of bungus. Like, great, sure. Halo's gonna be on it. Fine. I don't know why Master Chief why they can't just let him die, but okay.
Because they
I
tried
know
games
why.
without him and they didn't do very well.
Yeah, I know why.
Yeah.
I like I like OTSD though, and like yeah, some of the other games where he doesn't even appear, but everybody does. It's brand recognition at the end of the day. So yeah, but this was bad. Devolver was funny. I haven't watched the entire thing from start to finish. I only got to watch a little bit because I was on ship Wi-Fi at the time. I haven't gone back to it. I didn't see anything about the PC gaming show because I didn't care.
Was the ship Wi-Fi any good?
It allowed me to watch some. It allowed me to watch some of the stuff without much of a problem, but I had to pay money for it.
Oh, well, I mean that's to be expected, but
Let's see. Ubisoft, I didn't watch. It was just Tom. I heard it was just Tom Clancy.
Yeah, it basically was. Even the Just Dance musical number that they always do, even that was kind of lackluster. It was all just fucking, that kind of synth garbage pop songs instead of an actual good song. Like, last year it was I'm Still Standing, it was Elton John, it was good stuff, and now it's fucking Panic at the Disco. Fucking High Hopes. I hate that fucking song. I hate it so much.
Aside from that, it was Square Enix, which
Square Enix.
They had the Final Fantasy VII remake stuff, which I only played a little bit of FF7. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for it, but
Fuck you.
hey, I had a PlayStation, yes, but I was never into Final Fantasy as a series when I was young.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it existed for the most part.
Like, same. I was a Sega kid until we got a PlayStation, so I didn't even know Final Fantasy existed.
Because a lot of the games that I played were games that my dad bought, and obviously he didn't buy Final Fantasy at all. So
it looks good though. It looks very, very good.
as long as it hasn't as long as the battle isn't like 15, I don't care. I will play.
Well, I like what they're doing with the HCP. Lets you go to basically.
I like that they don't have a just hold down the button and he will keep attacking mode, because that was the dumbest shit. It's like, hey,
push the buttons.
interact with the game less. That's a feature. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. It felt so not even fluid. It was so
Yeah, you gotta push the button to hit, and then you gotta push the button again to hit. So they know what they're doing. It's got the person making the combat made the combat for Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
So, yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it. I've never. I've heard spoilers for FF7 for years, but I've never actually gone down and beaten the game myself. When I did play it, I didn't get out of Midgard, but
Which is convenient because the entire first game of this Final Fantasy VII trilogy
yeah,
is going to be in Midgard.
hooray! Other than that, I guess Dying Light 2, they showed a bit of that there. They also showed it at Microsoft. My dad's really excited for that.
I hope it will be good.
Yeah, I think it will. It looks good. I have a bunch of friends who are into FF14, and they were like, everybody was saying it's just huge spoilers, what they showed. So, okay. There's Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC.
Yeah, it got a resounding from pretty much everyone that was watching, I think.
I have to backtrack real quick.
Yeah.
Your friends saying what they showed was spoilers. What game was that for?
14.
Okay.
Last Remnant is getting a remaster. I have a love-hate relationship with that game.
My brother will like that news.
As in, I liked that game, and then I hated it. Also, they showed off the Avengers, which was good until they revealed that. Okay, so first of all, we're making these characters look like their movie counterparts.
No, they're not.
Why? Kind of, though.
No, they're very deliberately not.
But kind of, though.
No, they're not.
But kind of, though. That's the problem. For me, it's like, yes, they're making them a bit different, but yet also they're kind of similar. So they're kind of going for the same thing, but they're kind of not. They're not committing to a more comic booky design, I feel, which I'm kind of like, and also it's a live service game, technically.
They made one major misstep with that whole thing, and it was, hey, here's a cinematic trailer, and here's an interview with all the actors, and, okay, I mean, it's Nolan North and Troy Baker and Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey. It is the regular voice actors. So, okay, I guess. And that was basically it. And then they said, hey, we have gameplay available to be seen on the show floor. Okay, why didn't you show that on stage?
The cinematic trailer apparently does have gameplay, because it's not fully cinematic, is from what I heard. But we couldn't tell because there was no UI, or at least that's what I heard.
That's some really confused messaging, though.
Yeah, their whole campaign for that is marketing campaign. I don't know how to think about that, or how to feel about that. Rather, I will, I guess, see how it's received when it comes out, or wait for more details.
Yep. And then by comparison, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was like, here's gameplay. And it was received a lot better. Go figure.
Speaking of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Nintendo. Yeah. They got that on lock for exclusive, and I'm like, yay, I like that game. Thank you. I like Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
I mean, don't thank them for making a third-party exclusive.
I know, but thank you to the devs for making that game. Specifically. Also, Dragon Quest, the hero, or Yusha, is coming to Smash Bros. Which, people were like, why is he called the hero? And in Japanese, it's Yusha, and that's why every isekai is always about, the hero. It has that much influence in Japanese culture, and the only translation is, the hero. And since they're not committing to a single character and there's multiple skins and everything, you're just playing as Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
I like that there's a whole command menu for your specials. that's pretty fun. Also, Banjo-Kazooie is coming to Smash.
Yeah.
I didn't really play much Banjo games, but I'm happy to see him there.
I played the first one to completion about 10, 15 years after it came out, so it's fine. I don't have nostalgia for it, but it was an okay game. Could be fun to play as, Smash. Could be interesting.
Yeah. Dragon Quest 11, they did a little bit more on that. Luigi's Mansion 3, I'm excited for, because I get to just slam ghosts into walls, and that makes me happy.
And poop out a goo clone.
Gooigi.
They really didn't need to make the animation look like he's pooping him, but,
I never actually played Luigi's Mansion 2. Was that any good?
I played it for a bit, and then I fell off it. It's fine, but it's not as good as Luigi's Mansion in a lot of ways. Like, it's longer, but there's 3 different mansions in it, but I feel like it lacks a lot of the character that Luigi's Mansion 1 had, which I feel is, from what I saw in Luigi's Mansion 3, that seems to be there. So I'm a little bit happy for that. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Dark Crystal, the Netflix thing, yeah. There's a Dark Crystal Tactics game.
Yeah.
Don't really care about that. Link's Awakening. I'm really excited for that remake.
According to the people that played it, it does not run especially well. Like super choppy frame rate and such.
I'm hoping that that's just the demo.
One would hope.
There's been a lot of stuff with this. With demos, you never know, because it could be this is an older build than we're currently developing, or this current build. You don't know. Also, Witcher is getting a port. It's not going to be as good looking, but hey, it's nice to have that on the go. It's a big game. Sure, yeah. Fire Emblem Three Houses reveals that there's a big time skip in that.
I like that trailer for the one moment where it's like, man, this is pretty much a bummer for our school reunion. What should we do, Teach? Kill them all! It's fucking great.
So basically, the premise I think of that game is less school life, and it's like, hey, in this right now everybody's at school, but in the future we're all going to attempt to murder each other, and the decisions you made at school will determine how the murdering part goes down.
Yeah, pretty much, which could be cool.
Yeah, you get to see your students grown up, and I think that's a very interesting thing to take from that. So yeah. I'm a lot more excited for that because of that.
Yeah, they seem to be doubling down on the concepts that they brought about in Fates, I think was what it was.
Also, there's no time travel children characters that join you.
Yeah, but I mean, like the Fates thing where it was like choose a side, and then you're fighting the other side for the rest of the game, and it seems like they're doing that again, kind of thing, only expanding on it, which could be interesting.
Yeah, they're doing it. In my opinion, from the sound of it sounds like they're doing it better, and so that has me excited. Resident Evil 5 and 6 are getting ported, and
like anyone cares.
I don't care about 6, but 5 is fine, I guess. I already own it though, so there's a bunch of Contra stuff. No one's really into Contra.
Okay, we're putting a pause on 0. Ken, we love you. You're great. Hi, Ken.
What?
Your wrestling match was great. We're just quickly doing you because you have to leave.
Oh, okay. Well, the match is really the only thing I had this week anyway. Yeah, some of you saw that because you were in the chat again.
I wasn't. It wasn't me. I was I watched the archive. I was asleep at the time, so that's the only reason. But yes, people were.
Well,
They
some of you were.
they really have determined you to be the leg breaker at this point, even though I'm pretty sure that was Dirty Daddy that was doing it then.
Yeah, that was him. That wasn't me that did that.
It doesn't seem to matter to people.
I was there. Yeah, I was all for it.
It's a good match, though.
I feel like it was better than the one we had the week before. So,
I mean, the one when you had the week before, you lost, so it's just by default.
Well, I mean, not even considering that part. Oh, by the way, at the end of the match when Dirty hit the dude we were wrestling with a pipe.
Yep.
And he had him up in that move. Yeah, he actually busted him open with that.
Oh.
Ow.
It was just a scratch. He's fine.
I mean, he is swinging around a metal pipe, even if it is a smaller one. So yeah, you're gonna have some split skin.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
For the craft
Also,
and all.
yeah. Also, despite all the kicks and knees thrown to the head, I didn't kill anyone. So gold star.
Yeah, you did kick a couple people in the back of the head. That was like you could see the impact in one of them. That was not faked. So
I know what I'm doing.
yeah, probably.
I could kick you in the head and you wouldn't even feel it. No one can tell it.
I wouldn't feel it for long, certainly.
Screw you guys. I'm safe.
Uh,
Yeah, that's all I got. I don't have another show until the 13th. So.
Yeah, I looked at the schedule. It's just completely empty until the 13th.
Yeah. So I am going to, sleep on the weekends. That's a change.
nice.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
What a weird idea.
Yeah, I'm not used to that.
It's pretty nice.
Oh, also, I might die of a heart attack soon because I've been trying like this weird pre-workout, and it works very well. Too well, actually. It's called Harambe Blood. Yeah. So you know what you're getting into with that.
2017 memes, apparently.
Yeah. So I
Gosh,
took
that's
some.
2017.
I don't know, I guessed.
Yeah, I took the dosage for this stuff is like 1 scoop and like 10 ounces of water, and I took it at like 8:30 in the morning, and it kicked in at like 9, and at 8 o'clock at night I was still feeling it. So basically, I was just laying there trying to go to sleep with my eyes closed. Yeah, I'm wide awake, and my heart's beating like a rabbit. So yeah,
maybe
gotta lower the dosage on that.
maybe that isn't it. Kind of is where you draw the line on that one.
Yeah, it was effective, but it's not good for living your life after the 2 hours that you're at the gym.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't need to be so wired that I see the entire world 3 degrees brighter.
Yeah, okay.
It was an amazing experience, though. I'm only going to take it when I absolutely need it. It's like I don't know.
Soldier
I feel
pill.
I feel like using it will shorten my lifespan. It's a great power and must be used responsibly. But let's see. Other than that, I don't think I have anything. But I really got to roll soon, so I'm going to wrap it up here, guys.
Bye, Catchy.
All right, later.
Bye, guys. We'll be back next week with something. I don't know what. We'll see what it is.
Bye, Catchy.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wait. Nintendo.
Yeah. They showed a bit of that Daemon X Machina, so mech stuff.
Yeah.
Panzer Dragoon. Pokemon Sword and Shield has a lot of stuff that has been coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people have been. I'm gonna leave that joke and put it aside. So yeah, there was some stuff revealed in Pokemon Sword and Shield that people have taken and run with it. So that's fine. Have fun with that.
Yeah, the game looks good, but I've seen a lot of people are upset by the news that not every Pokemon is going to be available in the game.
That's fine. I mean, it's actually fine at this point because they're doing the whole. It was announced more quietly, but they're doing a whole thing where they have a unified service where you can just have all your Pokemon sent into that. So you can get Pokemon from different regions, and it's easier to get all of them, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically.
The whole Pokemon home thing is that's your base. Like, I know some people who are like, but what if my favorite Pokemon, I can't use them in Pokemon Sword and Shield? And it's like, but there's new Pokemon in that game that you can use, and they are going to be having the way that they, from what I've seen in interviews, is they're trying to do, because there's so many Pokemon at this point, they're doing a rotating roster. Kind of like how you can't get every single demon or persona rather in a Persona game, but you might get ones that are in a different Persona game. Kind of like your Pokemon is not going to be gone. It might just take a while before it shows up again. Yeah, but there are lots of people who are getting really toxic over the whole thing. But I'm excited for that game. And the fact that it has open world freaking areas with controllable camera, that makes me happy. There was Astral Chain, still looks good. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 still looks good. Cadence of Hyrule is out. I haven't bought it yet.
It is apparently quite good.
Yes. A best friend of mine has, and she's very addicted to it.
I want to try it out at some point, but games. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games is back for Tokyo.
Robotnik can apparently run like a motherfucker now, so that's...
Hey, look. You gotta run away from Sonic.
I mean, if your opponent is someone that is known as the fastest thing alive, he's the fastest thing, you do some fucking cardio, is what you do then. You go to the gym, you get on the fucking treadmill, and you work it out. That's...
Yeah, you gotta make sure you, like, go to the track, start doing some sprints. The difference between no time at all and 1 second is a lot. If you have that 1 second, you might be able to make a difference.
Yeah, okay. Also, they have skateboarding and things, so, okay.
And, I believe it was surfing they showed as well.
Yes, I think so.
Lots of fun-looking stuff. They're going all out with this, and I like that. Animal Crossing, they showed. It's been delayed to 2020, but the premise, like, I'm okay with it because they explained that they didn't want to overwork or crunch devs, so they delayed it. So that's fine.
I mean, it's Animal Crossing. It's Cut Rate Harvest Moon. Which in turn is at this point Cut Rate Stardew Valley. So,
well, they're taking a different approach with this one, where you're on a deserted island, and there's crafting and a whole lot of customization to it that seems very promising. So, I'm looking forward to that.
I would just... Animal Crossing is perhaps a game that needs some gameplay, is all I'm saying, so...
And I think that's what they're adding more of in this game, so...
One can only hope.
last thing is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah. Woo.
As soon as I receive word that they get rid of the fucking durability thing, I'm fine. I will be enthusiastic. Otherwise, I'll buy it and I'll be grumpy about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think that one thing we need to consider about this game is you have the Master Sword, presumably. And presumably, if this game is assuming you did everything, that Master Sword has infinite durability. So it shouldn't be a problem in this game.
Fucking microphone. Anyway, even if you complete the Master Trials, it can break. You got to use it a lot, but it eventually.
I want to see what they did with it. I'm not nearly as bothered by the durability as you guys. I know it's very divisive. Some people are fine with it. Some people absolutely despise it. I don't care about the durability that much because, yeah. But I think from a story perspective, that's what has me excited because it looks to be the kind of the Majora's Mask of Breath of the Wild. Darker tone, different sort of scale. Hyrule castles rising up out of the ground. Don't know what that's about. I get the feeling it's going to be very different from a gameplay perspective and how you progress through the game.
Maybe.
So I'm personally very excited for that, but I've always been a Legend of Zelda fan.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. The durability thing just really bugged me in that game. I enjoyed it a lot, but that killed any chance of a replay or playing it again on master mode or anything like that. I was not interested.
Yeah, it's kind of immersion breaking when your sword appears to be made out of papier-mâché. So, So.
Yeah, I took a very different, how should I say this? It's never going to be a debate that really goes anywhere with the durability because I think it's fine. You guys don't like it, and it very much depends on our own perspectives on the thing. But either way, I'm very excited for what they do because there were a lot of ideas in Breath of the Wild that I was not happy with their execution that I think they can fix in a sequel. Such as the dungeons, for example. So, excited.
It's actually kind of funny that it's basically the opposite of Resident Evil. Every time Resident Evil changes things up, they have one good game and then a bunch of shit, or increasingly worse games. But now we had something different, and it was great, but it had a lot of little problems and nitpicks and stuff.
I think though a lot of that can be attributed to growing pains of we're trying something new like this for the first time in how many years? And there's obviously going to be problems with it. But you can always improve on that as you go forward and learn your lessons.
Yeah, there was a lot to like about Breath of the Wild. It was just the mechanics got in the way of playing the game. That's my main central complaint about it. That's it. So if they smooth all that stuff out, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think with this series in particular, they always try to improve. So I'm not going to assume the worst. I'm going to hope for the best. If I am disappointed, then that sucks. But I'd like to hope for the best.
Yeah. Also, the Resident Evil thing, they do something new in every game, so it's they don't have that working it out kind of procedure. They just, okay, let's throw everything out and do something entirely different, I guess. Like,
because the main problem,
like they did 3, where it was basically the same as 1 and 2, but with the Nemesis there, which, okay, sure. Then they did 4, that completely changed it to an action survival horror game where you're a badass. And then they did 5, where they had to make it co-op, and everything was all about the co-op mechanics, even if you didn't really want to play it as a co-op game because it's supposed to be survival horror. And then 6, where I don't even know with all the different things they were trying to do with that game. And then 7, it's suddenly a first-person shooter. Or
with 6,
first-person survival.
How many people making that game? Several hundred people. So they had the manpower to throw around to try to do everything at once, and that was a bad idea.
And with the Zelda franchise, a lot of the console Zelda games have had a very similar structure since Ocarina of Time, because they haven't been deviating from that sort of norm.
It has been a very popular complaint, yes, that Zelda is exactly the same game every time. With the notable exception of Majora's Mask, which, that had very mixed reception, so they kind of had reason to perhaps stick to a tried and true formula, I guess.
And there's a lot of these problems that show up in these games that, like, by switching it to a more open world format, it's the same sort of thing where I feel with Pokemon, where once you change things enough, suddenly you have a lot of areas in which you are not nearly as knowledgeable as you were before. And there's a lot of experience that needs to go into, like, making an open world game specifically.
It's nice that I'm just mentally transplanting this idea that you're putting forward and changing all the names to Fallout. It still works. Like,
yeah. And I'm willing to accept that their first foray into making a large open world Zelda game in which you can do anything in any order is rough. Because it's not like, say the Elder Scrolls, where, say what you will, there is a sort of refinement to the way their open world works that comes with, more iterations and more learning. And there are missteps, certainly, but with Zelda, it's a franchise that you have to decide what to throw away and what to keep. And sometimes you're like, oh no, I didn't mean to throw that away. Other times, like, I should have. I don't know about keeping this.
Yeah, like even for that, you say that and use the Elder Scroll example. It's the same thing. Like, they have watered down that series quite a bit over the years and gotten rid of things that people liked and things that people didn't like, and kept things that people liked and that people didn't like, and that's just how the evolution of a series goes.
Yeah.
People trying to change with the times, and sometimes it goes great, sometimes it doesn't. And there's only so far you can take a single idea and iterate on it over and over again before, just by necessity, you have to try something new.
Yeah. I heard some people saying, some people were thinking, oh, it's probably gonna, it might take place in the same kind of world, but we've already explored that world. And I don't think that this Zelda game is going to take place in the same Hyrule per se. My anticipation is a much more linear sequel.
That's Sorry, I
But
just had a thought of them going all Cataclysm on it and just, hey, you know this almost post-apocalyptic setting that we're kind of in? Yeah, it got fucked up even more, so now everything's fucking broken and, you can explore
that's
all
another
the
thing. That's another possibility.
Yeah.
That, I will admit, you did raise an interesting point. Could they even do the same world? Because with Zelda games, you pretty much explore every inch of everything, if you're doing it right anyway.
Well, there have been sequels to Zelda games before. They just take place in a completely different location. But the thing that I keep coming back to is that Hyrule Castle is rising up out of the ground. So either A, it's taking you somewhere else, or B, it's becoming some sort of Super Metroid style dungeon.
So scaling it down so it's, more intimate setting rather than gigantic open world massive scope of a game to something smaller, more condensed, so there's less just running around aimlessly and things like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Also, lots of theories going around about Zelda being playable. I think it's possible because A, she's got short hair now.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. B, the whole thing that they've been trying to do with the Nintendo Switch is co-op. Even to the point of Guiji. They really want to hammer home that point. So I think that you could get a co-op Zelda game.
So the short hair thing is actually relevant because it takes less processing power, so she's becomes more able as a playable character. They do kind of have to cut corners on the Switch. It isn't technically as powerful as...
Yeah. So that's what my theory about why her hair is to begin with. Also, they're both kind of wearing the same clothes, which, hey, that makes you care. That kind of lends credence to the idea that you play them together. In terms of same clothes, I mean like same colors and same kind of cloaks. But yeah, I'm interested to see more of that game. It's in development. I'm not going to see it for a long time. Probably like at the absolute earliest, holiday 2020, and that's a very generous time. Like that, that's like very early. I'm expecting 2021.
Yeah, like they didn't show anything for that game. They showed a very, very brief cinematic. So
it goes into story stuff with people have been deconstructing that. There's a lot of implications in it, but nothing solid.
So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they show more at next E3 and just have something actually significant to show in terms of what the game actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
E3, release early in 2021.
Next E3, they're going to be talking about Bayonetta 3.
Yes.
It was specifically mentioned it was not brought up this year because they didn't want to step on any toes for the games already coming out this year. I don't know how much I believe that, but I'm pretty sure that they've been working on that. We might get another teaser for the retro version of Metroid Prime next E3. It's been a while. Yeah, and obviously there was No More Heroes 3.
Yeah, that happened, didn't it? I forgot about that because I don't care about No More Heroes. So
I like No More Heroes a lot.
Okay.
Thank you for 3. I didn't play the Travis Strikes Back game because I heard it was...
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. So, this all being said, that was pretty much all my E3 stuff that I just wanted to go over because, yeah. Also, I saw Toy Story 4 the other day.
Is it worth watching?
It made me cry a little bit. Toy Story 4 wraps up something that I feel like Toy Story 3 didn't, if that makes sense. Don't make another movie after this. This is the absolute last one you can make. Don't make Toy Story 5. It's not going to be the same.
Considering people were shocked and kind of weirded out by the fact that there was a fourth one, they're probably just going to cash in on it again.
4 exists. 4 is good. 4 makes sense for why it exists.
I suppose I can't really talk. I haven't seen anything about it. I've pretty much avoided it.
4 is mainly about Woody. Because there's a lot of stuff that they've yet to kind of explore with him and adjusting to being a toy for this girl Bonnie and his own sort of stuff. Because I don't want to spoil anything. It's a good movie. It justifies its own existence. And yeah, I'd say go watch it if you're a fan of Toy Story. But once you see it, you'll agree with me of you actually cannot make a Toy Story 5 with how this ends.
Well, I'll have to swing by the theater after work one day and see it. That sounds interesting.
Also, Spider-Man, I guess.
Oh yeah, I got tickets for Spider-Man.
When is that coming out? I don't fucking know.
I'm seeing that next week.
Spider-Man. The 1st of July. Okay.
So, speaking of Toy Story, I didn't see it with the rest of my family. I saw it later. But I was working when I had family where I had my cousin and my uncle. And they went and they saw it. And my uncle decided to throw a red vine at my mom kind of playfully. Then my mom threw it, and it hit my cousin in the face, who then proceeded, because, like, my cousin has, yeah. And so he proceeded to start to get mad at my uncle, thinking threw the red vine at him. And then so he starts to hit my uncle, and my uncle starts to scream at him and like stop, and then my cousin starts to scream and hitting the walls, and I was just like, I avoided making a huge scene at the end of Toy Story. That's okay. My family, when we're all together, we have a presence.
I feel like most large families do.
Yeah. So I'm glad I avoided that and got to just see it with my mom a few days later. Also, while I was on the cruise, like before I got the cruise, I bought a few games such as Broforce and Downwell, because I have Broforce on the computer. I never got on the Switch. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna marathon through the story, because I never actually beat that game. That game goes places I wasn't expecting. I love it. That's a stupid game. That's a stupid fun game. Beat it.
It's called Broforce, of course.
I know. It got even stupider than I was expecting. Downwell is a good game where it's very like your goal is to fall down and shoot things with your rocket boots. That's it. It takes a lot of skill to really get down, but that's a fun kind of like game to play when you got nothing else. Very like not necessarily procedural generated. There are levels, but it is a very difficult game. Also got Baba Is You. Have you guys heard of this?
I have no idea what you just said.
I got the game Baba Is You. So,
okay,
it's a puzzle game where you have lots of statements like Baba is you, wall is stop, and then you can move around those statements to form another thing. Like say, wall is you, and suddenly when you move your character, you're moving every object on the screen that is a wall. And
Okay.
kind of messing with Wooly, who is best friends or to guest, mentioned it of like it's like basic coding exercises in a way of like you're moving these statements that define the rules of the game and making new ones to solve various puzzles, and I like that a lot.
Huh. I hadn't really thought about that, but yeah, I suppose you can kind of equate that to coding.
So Baba is you. It's like $15. It does a lot with its rules that are really interesting. It will make you go, oh, I'm an idiot. This thing is genius. I really like that. Also watch Peach Saliva play it, our page with Angriest Pat, because she is bad at puzzles and it is hilarious. So watch that on if you can. Aside from all of that, I also, sorry for taking so long with my tweet. I got Bloodstained.
Yeah, it was good.
I've not beaten the first level yet. I only just got it. I like that game a lot. This is a fun game. And I think that's about it for my week right now.
Cool. Isa, how's it going? You still with us?
Yep. Well, I'm here. Whether my voice comes through is kind of up for debate. But anyway, pretty short week, honestly. I have a lot of free time this, what is basically my weekend. So I got 2 games. One of them being Kingdom Come Deliverance, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's this kind of slightly janky first-person combat RPG thing. It's really weird. It didn't really instantly grab me, so I'm gonna give it a few hours, see if it works. Also Witcher, Wild Hunt. Yeah, I didn't get very far in that. I actually just started playing it this morning, so I'm only at the castle because I side quest like a motherfucker. So I got everything done in the first area you're in. But it's grabbed me so far. I'm interested. The controls are a little wonky, taking some getting used to. They're not terrible. I wish I could change around my sprint button because X to sprint is just weird.
Mm.
In a game where square and circle are your melee buttons, or square and
PlayStation X. Okay, yeah, that is less weird. But
yes, yeah. As opposed to just clicking the stick to sprint, which is
I hate that. I'm gonna be honest. I hate clicking the stick because that's an awkward thing to do while you're moving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what?
Clicking to sprint is an awkward thing to do while you're pushing the stick forward to move.
I don't know. I suppose I find it pretty easy to do. So different strokes, I guess. But I don't mind it as long as you can press it once and you keep sprinting. If you ever hold it down, that hurts.
Yeah.
Holding it down sucks. Click it or take it.
Toggle. Yeah, click it or take it. I haven't seen one of those commercials in forever.
I don't know what that means, but I'll just...
It's where your seatbelt is get a ticket.
It's funny because it's a reference to something.
I'm confused now. Do you actually not know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
Because I know that's okay. It's a law enforcement commercials. You got to wear your seatbelt or you get a ticket for it.
Okay.
Ticket or ticket.
We usually send that message by showing someone getting into a car crash and exploding into blood and viscera. So,
gotta love some foreign commercials right there.
I genuinely wish we could do that because it is terrible. Not wearing a seatbelt is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But also the one where they show like a speeding thing where the guy speeds, loses control, and his car flips and crushes an entire park filled with children. Yeah.
Wow. That's metal.
I think that one's Island, to be fair, but yes.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's it, really. My week's been pretty... I haven't done much reading, actually. I've gotten a lot of sleep this week, which has been weird for me.
Sleep is good.
It is, considering I'm used to running off 3.5 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah. That's why sleep is good.
Yeah. But I don't have any free time.
Yeah, I know. That's a downside, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well. So, yeah, that's me. That's enjoying Witcher. Kingdom Come is gonna... It's kind of TBD on that one. Still making up my mind.
So, I've done some stuff that's interesting, I guess. I've been still plugging away at Yakuza 0. I finished that stupid Hostess Club minigame, which was starting to overstay its welcome, so I'm glad to be done with it. And then I took a break for a while so I could play some other game that I wanted to play called Borderlands 2, which, you know, is pretty good still. I figured I wanted to play that DLC they released, the free one that's supposed to connect 2 to 3. So I, started a new game and added a mod to it that makes it better, basically. Like, alters a lot of the stuff about the guns, so the loot is scaled better for single player, so you can actually have a reasonable chance of finding a legendary gun, which I think in the entirety of my time playing Borderlands 2 in single player, I think I found one legendary, and that's in like 100 hours of play. So
Oof.
Yeah, that I'm glad for that mod because I have found several in this run, so that's kind of nice. Actually,
Isn't that DLC the one with all that veiled hostility towards the former voice actor of Claptrap?
I have no idea because I haven't played it yet, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I mean, it would be hard to tell, right? Like, if it's hostile to Claptrap, that's not exactly.
It's
departure.
Claptrap saying things like, and then I'm like stuff about losing their job and having to go beg their old employer, and stuff like that. I don't know. There's some hostility in there.
I'd hope not, but I mean, Randy Pitchford is that petty. Like, well established.
I can really find a news story on it.
Yeah, so I'll play it, see how it goes, and if it's just kind of wretched, then I just won't play it again, and we'll just enjoy the rest of the game that is actually good. And then I will look forward to not buying Borderlands 3 when it comes out, because fuck Epic. So, that's how that is. Just, I have a good Borderlands game. I don't need another one bad enough that I'm going to pay for that kind of garbage service. So, thank you. Did I do anything? Slice is going out and coming back in again. Hi, Slicer.
I hate my microphone. I really do. I think it's the ports in my laptop, actually. I'm not sure. Anyway, my plan for Metro Exodus was to buy it when it's used and much cheaper than it is now, so they don't get any money. You can't really do that with Borderlands 3 because even if you buy the game used, they're going to sell DLC. They're going to sell a lot of DLC.
Yep. Like, the entire point is to vote with your wallet, so if I buy Borderlands 3 at all, it is going to be 6 months or a year. I don't know what the deal is, but whenever it comes out on Steam, because that's how you vote with your wallet.
There you go. That makes sense.
I bought... I mean, it's a Steam sale, so I bought game and will quite possibly probably buy another one. I bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I haven't played one of those games since 4, so why not? From what I understand, it is basically not about assassins anymore, so okay, it's basically a new franchise then, I guess. And I will probably be buying Sekiro as well, because that is also discounted currently.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, discounted in quotes, because the full price is £50 when the usual price of a game is £40, and the discount price is £40. So, okay, sure, that's a discount.
It's a discount.
I
Huge
don't know.
air quotes.
Oh, okay. You need to actually say air quotes. We're not on video or anything, so...
I was trying to do that with my voice.
Hell, not even that. You should say quote-unquote. It's the usual way to do that. So... That's pretty much it, though. Yeah. Just Borderlands and Yakuza and buying games that I'm never going to play. Woo.
Yay!
I'm sure I'll get around to it eventually.
Sure. I definitely believe you.
Definitely.
That's pretty much all I got, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. I think... Do we have any recommendations?
I certainly don't. It didn't sound like anyone else did either.
Let me check my watch threads on QQ, because I did look into...
I recommend that everyone go and play Baba Is You. And then send me your hate mail. Because that game can be really, really hard. And yeah.
Puzzle games are hard.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend that everyone get the fixins to make Subway sandwich for yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's cheap. And it's good.
You don't have to pay for labor if you buy the ingredients yourself.
Well,
I mean, doing the labor is essentially paying for labor. It's you pay in effort. But yes.
But not in money.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether I'm going to have sandwiches or something else for dinner. Is that where I am in my day? I don't know whether I'm at dinner or lunch. It's weird.
I don't know. It should be... It's what, like 9 p.m. for you there?
It's like 5 to 8. So, probably like a late lunch. Like, mid-afternoon snack kind of thing. I got up at 12, okay? I have no idea how this works.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, you'd be on like a late launch, yeah. Yeah, you kind of nailed it.
Yeah. All right. So, is there anything else we need to do? Patreon doesn't go through until, like, next week or so. So, I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the YouTube channel, through the comments, or through our own public Discord, link in the description. Please do know on Patreon if you feel so inclined. Once again, link in the description. It's very nice of you if you do that, because you are a lovely person that gives of your own free will for the sake of people that probably don't deserve it. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast episode 2. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.